Eskridge Hotel was built by Pinckney Reed Eskridge in 1907, the same year that Oklahoma was made a state. Mr. Eskridge traveled up and down the Santa Fe Railroad from Texas to Kansas buying cotton and wholesale lots. He and other traveling salesmen, known as drummers in early days, complained about the uncomfortable, lumpy, and saggy beds of most hotels. During the last months of the Indian Territory period, Mr. Eskridge had done well with his cotton business, and since he had observed Wynnewood as the most thriving town on his route, decided to build a hotel there with all the comforts of home. Mr. Eskridge constructed a 3-story brick hotel with lath and plaster interior walls, tall ceiling, door transoms, a dining room, kitchen, lobby, and sleeping rooms. He furnished every part of the hotel with classic turn-of-the-century good serviceable furniture. In each of the sleeping rooms, he put a thick, pure cotton Ostamore mattress, and even in some of the rooms, extra-length beds. He wanted every guest to have a comfortable bed to sleep in at night. Although Mr. Eskridge never operated the hotel himself, he took an interest in making it a fine hotel with a famous family dining room. It became a local custom for families to dine at the Eskridge after church on Sunday and enjoy socializing in the lobby. In 1973, the Wynnewood Historical Society turned the Eskridge Hotel into the Eskridge Hotel and Museum to help preserve its history, along with some of the local history of Wynnewood and the state of Oklahoma. Now as a museum, the Eskridge Hotel's 1907 elegant charm still remains, with its porches extending over its sidewalk and the benches of each side of the entrance retained. Not all of the original items from the Eskridge Hotel remain inside, but the items it does hold tell a story from the past from a long time ago. Watch now as our group investigates the historical Eskridge Hotel.
My name is Cletus Dixon, and I work at the Wynnewood Chamber of Commerce, which is located in the lobby of the Eskridge Hotel here in Wynnewood. I've worked here approximately 2 years, the office in the front of the hotel. I give tours during the day for the Historical Society if someone comes in, and the hotel itself, technically I don't believe in ghosts, but there's enough things that I've been up at the hotel at night time, and you think it's haunted, because I get really scared sometimes. I know I'm supposed to, but it's a spooky place at night. I've been told that 3 people have died upstairs in room 1, 2 people have died in room 3, 1 person has passed away in the years past. It's been a few years ago. I worked here in the early 60s when it was an operating hotel for Mr. and Miss Lynch. And it was a nice place, the best I can remember back then, because a guy from the country coming to town. It was, a pretty exciting place. And, I just remember just coming in here and working at the desk and, talking to the people and stuff. And you're talking about I was just a young kid back then. In the 60s, I was born in 47, so upstairs at night, they've got mannequins standing around, and you walk down through that hallway at night. It's kind of unnerving. I know I'm supposed to be a big guy and not get scared, but sometimes I get scared. I heard the rumors, they've been haunted, and things moving around and things like that. I've come up. I have a business down the street, and I looked up and I said, "Well, that window's open, or that or something's wrong." And I've made a trip up to make sure that everything was okay. It has been okay, but you make a trip all the way up to just double check it. I just don't believe in ghosts, but you never can tell.
Gloria Hunter. I own the barber shop that's located here in the Eskridge Hotel. Ever since I've been in the barber shop, there's late in the evening after everyone leaves the hotel, there'll be footsteps, and it sounds like somebody's moving furniture. And I don't know how many times I've come all the way out the barber shop to the front of the shop and to the back of the alley to see if someone was here. I purchased the business that it's located in the Eskridge Hotel. It's been a barber shop for 40 some odd years. And I purchased it about 2 years ago. And it's, as far as I know, I've asked several questions about what was in it prior to barbershop. And some of the citizens of the town that have some idea have stated that they thought it was like a smoker's lounge. There was lounge chairs and seats in there, and men could go and smoke cigars and pipes and read newspapers and magazines. And then at one point it was also a bakery. And then I believe after that it became a barber shop. and it was a barber shop for. There's a young lady that works with me in the shop. I have the front section is a barber shop, and there's an additional room in the back, and it's now a style shop. And I have decorated it real feminine, and there's little butterflies on the wall, and there's flowers, and it's very feminine for the ladies. And she was doing a lady, and they kept hearing something, and they kept putting it off, and then all of a sudden one of the butterflies fell off the wall, and it hooked into a nail and behind the mirror. So it came off and came off the wall and fell down. And she thought that was kind of odd, but then when she turned back to the mirror, the other two fell off, and then some flowers fell off. And then pretty soon, both of the girls heard footsteps. And these are not just normal footsteps. Sounds like they're wearing boots. They walk quite heavily. And when that started, they locked up and left. My most recent experience was I had a gentleman in the chair, and I was cutting his hair. It was around 5-ish. And that seems to be when some of the activity gets started. Cletus had left, and the hotel was locked up, and the girl that works in the back, she had just left. And there was quite a ruckus in the back room, and my customer heard it too. And so I said, well, she must have left someone back there. So I went back there, and there wasn't anyone there. And so I came back, and I was cutting hair again, and there was some other loud noises. So I went back again, and I hollered this time. I said, is someone back here? I thought maybe Cletus had come back. And so I walked out front, and I walked out back. But whoever's up there, they're always moving furniture. You can hear them downstairs. They're walking around and moving furniture. So if we move furniture, they don't like it. There's been twice, it sounds like ballroom music, but you can only hear it in the center of this room over here, where they're painting the doors. And if you walk out to the front, there's no cars parked anywhere, and if you go to the alley, there's no cars. But twice I've heard ballroom music in the center of that room. So I thought, we have an old Victrola in the bathroom, so I thought Cletus or somebody cranked it up and didn't say anything. But each time there's not been anybody back there, unless it started by itself.
I'm Melissa Hinkle. I'm the treasurer for the Wynnewood Historical Society. I've helped clean up rooms and displays, and sometimes when groups are going to be here, I've met them down here to give them a tour and tell them a little bit of the history.
And do you believe the Eskridge Hotel is haunted?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, and why do you believe it's haunted?
Just the things I've heard myself and feelings I've had in here. It just seems like there's somebody in here that's not ready to leave yet. Back in about 1988 or 9, the juniors and seniors were fixing to have their prom, and a lot of the parents got together and fixed up rooms all in the hotel for the kids to have a banquet. And we were in here cleaning for quite a few weeks to get ready for that. I was on the landing between the second and third floor running a shop back, and it was really loud, and I just had this overwhelming feeling all of a sudden that somebody on the third floor was really mad because we were making so much noise. And I couldn't even look up there or anything. I was so afraid. I finally had to make one of my friends come up there, and later that's where the same area where people were cleaning with the shop vac, and it rolled off down the stairs all by itself. I've heard a lot of people say that it's haunted. A lot of people think that there's maybe a woman that is here that I don't know if she would possibly be somebody that used to work here or what, but there's a lot of stories about people seeing things or hearing things here. So. The second floor, as far as I know, people down here always hear footsteps or furniture moving or something, and I don't think they would hear it from as far as the third floor, but I think there's a lot of activity on the second floor. I was really glad when y'all asked if you could come here because I feel like it gives more of a scientific spin on the stories that have been going around and makes it fact instead of things people just dreamed up. And it's more like a way to, I don't know if you can actually prove they're ghosts, but you can have some proof that there is something going on here. The only other thing I've had happen to me is just hearing hard-soled shoes going up this first set of stairs a couple of weeks ago when I was opening the building for y'all. And that was definitely, for just a minute I thought a real person was in here because it was so clear, the sound of the footsteps and everything. So, but that, other than that, that's all I've had happen to me personally. It's really interesting, you know, I just don't have any explanation at all for the shadow picture. I've never seen anything like that before. And the EVPs and stuff that y'all picked up, it's really interesting, you know, to think, well, how does this voice, what it's saying, fit in with the history of the building? Who might this be? You know, so.
Does it make you look differently at the Eskridge now?
It kind of does, really. I mean, you think of it a lot of times as just an old, empty building, and maybe it's a building where people still use it, you know, even when there aren't living people around.
And that's one thing that's going to happen whenever you have these old buildings like this. I call them EMF nightmare. Hey guys, if you get the chance, check out these old keys that's over here. These actually belong to the hotel. There's actual keys here. That is really cool. That's where they would actually do the cooking so they wouldn't heat up the hotel.
So this is the downstairs kitchen is the...
Yeah, it's a downstairs kitchen, but it's more or less like the prep area.
Okay.
And they did the actual cooking in a back building out back.
Hey, Chrissy,
Uh-huh.
can you take a shot of this?
Sure.
This is a whole panoramic picture of Wynniewood with the hotel.
Has it got the hotel, really?
Yeah.
That was me, by the way.
Oh, that's awesome.
Why don't you hold it up, Audie?
Yes.
So next to the hotel there.
Where's the hotel? Can you point it out?
Stevie still has the same sign on top. The horses, the buggies in there.
There's like lights out here.
Y'all checked out the patterns in the ceiling? It's like the old wood tins. Isn't that neat? It says this is the first safe used in the first bank in Wynniewood. This is for 1886. It bears a patent date of 1884 and was most likely brought here new in 1886 when Wynniewood was founded, or in 1887 when the Santa Fe Railroad came through here. The safe had been back in an old store building for years. Then in February 1975, several buildings burned, including the one housing the old safe. Layden Green, owner of the safe, donated it to the museum. Butch Moxley made the steel plate from which the safe sits. So that is an old, old safe.
But look at this safe.
Is that a safe?
Yeah.
Wow.
Eli Norris Safe.
The State National Bank.
Hmm.
Can I open it?
Go ahead.
Maximum insurance per deposit of $5,000. Wow, look at this.
Is that like a combination code to open it?
Yeah, I mean,
That's got to be forever old.
Heavy duty stuff right there.
Okay, what exactly were they keeping in this safe is what I want to know.
yeah, I bet it had gold in it.
I just wish we could find a date on
It's
it.
not, it's so small. You
Mommy,
know?
what's this say over here?
Yes.
Deeds insured federal deposit maximum each deposit of $5,000. This safe is burglar proof. No doubt.
It's on wheels.
Okay, the first room that I have on here is the office, which is right here.
Okay.
Office, second floor, 845. Okay, gotcha.
That's what they got video.
Did you get video of it?
Is that footsteps?
That's two. That's the third time I've heard.
Okay. Cut radio traffic for a minute. We're hearing footsteps down the hall. What was that, Audie? It was a snap.
I heard the same thing.
The voices in the background are the other team on the other floor. That's not explaining the footsteps that we are hearing on this floor. That's Audie. Just wait a second, guys. See if they, this is me walking towards you, see if they happen again. Okay, everybody real still. I'm not hearing those footsteps anymore, you guys. They sounded to me like they were coming down from this end of the hallway.
I heard them too.
That's me sleeping forward.
Let's interview the mannequin. Miss, have you been moving, causing footsteps in the hallway? Oh,
Get that haircut.
Kat's got her tongue. She's not saying a word.
Exactly what color is the hair?
Mm,
L'Oreal number 32.
with a touch of red. Can you make something move or close the door for us, or is that you that we heard with the heavy footsteps down the hall? Did you hear that? To my right? It sounded like one heavy footstep. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Like a girl.
This thing does say battery now.
What does it say about the battery?
It's flashing.
It just had 32 minutes on the battery. Is it giving you a battery time in the left corner?
16?
Okay, well then it's got 16 minutes. Okay, what room is next? This is the genealogical library. Have we done that one yet? No. Oh, that was me. Okay, I'm gonna set the camera over here and take some shots. Do you see something cool too? Are you focusing?
Says ghastly glimpse of wounded Belgians in hospital, Antwerp, Belgium. And then there's something here at the end. Who's got a light here? Doesn't say.
Something company. Are they bandaged up or what? What picture still? Oops.
These
I'm
look
sorry.
like war photos.
It says Keystone View Company.
Right here too, yeah. I'm looking for it here. What's that?
This one might have a here.
There's that one, Christy.
Yeah, I want to take a
Look at
look.
this cemetery.
Military Heroes of World War at Kansas City.
What about that?
I could spend days in here.
Oh, me too. Let's see.
Man, they look like they're tore up from the floor up, don't they? Mm-hmm. And they're wounded. That's the same one I got here. Now watch. When you do this, shine your light. Danae, this way. Mm-hmm. Okay. You put it up here and you look through both of them. If I can get it situated. You play with it for a minute. Sorry. But it makes it look 3D. I mean, you can actually see down into this hole and everything else.
It's a lot clearer through the view graph.
It is pretty cool. It makes it look like this hole here is down in the ground hole. Okay, her whole like from
Bomb.
the artifacts that it has in it. Just seems like there's so much residual energy coming off of some of these things. Wait till you guys hit this one room that we checked out earlier today.
The Undertaker?
Oh, the Undertaker's room? Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah, hey, I had the boys up there earlier when they went in there. Zach started talking about leaving it. That was all he talked about.
Yeah, I don't like that room at all. Y'all check it out. Are we good? Yeah.
We gotta get back there.
That's that same hallway. What was that?
I don't know.
That was back there. Yeah, but it sounded like a little screech back
I
here.
heard it too.
Did you hear it?
I heard it too.
That's him. You can hear them downstairs without rubbing it. That was directly up here.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded to me like it was coming from.
We gotta get back there. That end of that hall is active. Let's go. Let's finish the suites. Come in. And what room is this? This is the 203. It is the
Marshall room.
Graceline's 3 little girls. 3 little girls? Yeah. This table that they have in here, because I asked her about it today.
Oh, that was me. Sorry.
I asked her about this table today because it has a sign. The sign says cooling table for children. And this is the table, an actual table that they used for the children's bodies. Yeah, I want a lot of dead children. The makeup and instruments. After they would embalm them and stuff, this is the
Yeah.
makeup kits and stuff they would use.
That's when
This room has a really strange feel.
I told them that
It's a
instrument.
residual.
Did you see this?
My heart rate went up when I walked in this room.
Your what?
My heart rate.
Where they actually, before they had caskets, like, you know, I don't know what they're made out of now, but that's really what they used to bury everybody in.
These are tools for.
That's for embalming and for
Look at this. This is
Yeah.
for sucking fluids out of the body.
yeah, as I'm saying, embalming and, yeah. Are you still in? Because I want to get a couple pictures.
I'm out. Well, I need to get back in though before we go.
This room makes me dizzier than I want to get out. I do not like this.
Well, I felt my heart rate. I mean, I can physically feel it went up when I walked in.
Yeah.
And it's not like an anxiety thing. It's hard.
You guys, I just saw someone standing here in this doorway. Not this doorway, the doorway right there.
Body can yeah. Psychically, Christy, or
They got the light on, don't they?
just accidentally zoomed way in. So that
Well, I
was.
wasn't going to say anything, but as we were getting ready to come in here,
Hey, don't you know?
see that room there?
Uh-huh.
It looked like a person had moved behind the wall there.
Well, I don't know. I would say, look, from probably the height is about right here. Probably about right here. So it was a tiny bit taller than what I am. You got an uneasy feeling up here, huh?
Mhm.
Like I'm just really nervous.
I didn't.
Like you're on edge. Like you can't really relax.
I felt fine until I went in there.
Yeah, I don't.
And it wasn't because you guys talking that way. I don't usually respond. The Undertaker room. I don't usually respond to people talking that way. It was an actual physical response in that room.
Yeah, when you said you walked in, your heart rate automatically, your heart rate went up.
And it wasn't an anxiety thing. I didn't sweat. My heart rate picked up. I don't know.
I'm telling you guys though, and look, I've already got goosebumps too. That's from being up here, but I feel like the activity level has changed. I'm just nervous. I'm real nervous. Is that okay?
Okay, the way I did it is I started right here, and went around like this.
Right here.
Uh-huh.
Second team starting on third floor.
Yeah, it's no flashlight. Brass head.
I did that right, by the way.
Oh, sorry, I'll turn it off for you. Then.
No, I can't
Can you
see.
see?
Hey,
I can see.
I'm female. I'm allowed to do things like that, right? Hi.
Hello.
Okay, that was just creepy.
Okay.
This little flash rock and like the mannequin's face. Watch again.
Anybody hear pounding going on?
No.
Just a few seconds ago?
No.
That's a negative.
What's the matter?
They're down there. They thought they heard pounding.
No.
Negative.
They thought they heard pounding downstairs? Nah, you're not going to get too much copper.
Nothing from up here.
Like 0.2 when it's not depressed.
Copy. Is your EMF staying the same in all the rooms, Brian?
Pretty much. I mean, when you depress it, it just goes nuts. But when you leave it undepressed, it ranges from like 0.2, 0.5.
What kind of EMF readings are you getting
Right now,
as a baseline?
it's been usually like a 1.
Hey, there's a bed there. I think we're gonna have to have a break after this. We'll cool
Yeah, as
down.
hot as it is.
Jeez. There's bacon up here.
Bacon?
Bacon.
Crispy bacon?
Yeah, crispy bacon. Push.
This one?
Yep.
Brass neck.
feel watched, you guys. I think that's worth mentioning. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel watched.
Oh, big time. I would agree with you, big time.
I'll write it down.
I didn't have this feeling earlier. I
didn't
felt fine
either.
going to this building.
I wouldn't have felt comfortable sitting right now looking through all those pictures. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't have either. That's what I was telling. Remember when I kind of mentioned that the activity level changed?
Was that chair that far in front of that door just a second ago?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't remember it being quite so far over.
But now it's like you're going to watch your show. And I felt fine up here earlier.
I did too.
But now I don't. I feel kind of blue. Let's move on together. Light from the camera. Hold on, let me see where he's got this people.
We should stop and do some audio again while we've got some increase in activity.
Let's do it on the third floor then.
Okay. That room over there or down the hall? I can't tell. Am I head that way?
Yeah. Excuse me about my feet. Is that me? This is
Honestly, I'm thinking the sound came from like that direction. Or maybe, was this door open?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't feel like it was straight ahead. I feel like it kind of came from that direction. In here. Let's sit here a minute and see if we hear it again.
That's me. Take the pictures down there. I just heard a hello. See,
Car
yeah, any
chapel.
little legends like that, or those little, I never really thought about it until just.
This is where I think the noise is coming from. I feel this is something, and not just because it's chapel. I know that seems kind of.
This wasn't original to the building either. This was just added in as part of the museum.
Tiny 10, 20.
Now, I can tell you that these benches and stuff she was telling us today come from an old black church.
Any matches? We can test the windows. Well, these are stained glass. I'm not gonna have
They're painted, I think. I don't know if these are actually stained anymore.
a. Do you have any lighting or something?
Dang, that's them in the basement downstairs. Well, they're opening up the basement door. I don't feel breathing back in my neck in this window.
This window is so solid. It's painted around the edges. I mean, you can't live in this window.
Did you know that you got a breeze today? Yeah. Or Christopher breathing back her neck. You can
It
test this
went
one.
right in front of my face. Like,
And it's
cool.
close.
It's a definite cool.
I don't feel anything coming back. It's not on my neck or anything.
It was between my
Hey,
face and
Arnie,
the camera.
get her testicles. Are you noticing a difference at all in the breeze?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel the breeze.
And I thought, I was just going to say, I smell something. And I was trying to identify the smell, and it just grabbed me.
What did it smell like?
It wasn't even like a certain scent. It was just a different smell than the rest of the room has had so far.
I kind of felt a little drawn to this room earlier whenever we were doing the initial walkthrough, but I didn't get that weird feeling. And you know what? Honestly, tell me, guys, if it's wrong or if I'm wrong on this. But do you guys feel it feels different now?
It does.
does. It
Walking
feels-
here.
When I came in
I
here,
don't know
whatever
if it was went this way, but I walk in here, I get the same feeling I got when I walked in here. I was like, I didn't want to go in.
Exactly. Huh? In this small room?
Well, when I first walked in, I felt like I needed to get out. And oops. You were just moving. You think we're falling?
And this right here was supposed to be the post office. Okay, we're in the post office now. 5 million and 27. That definitely made me on my toes, though. I'm more alert, you know what I mean? From just down there in that hall.
I mean,
it was like a scared, like, a nervous feeling.
A nervous, that's what I wrote down, a nervous feeling when I was in there, and I didn't feel it after Kristen had said that.
When I left that room and walked in there, it was probably the highest it had been for me, just in that room. And just now I'm walking around.
Can you say hello again?
It sounded like one second, or who was it? Hello. That was me for the recorder.
Okay, I just want to look back up the socks. You can go that way.
Let's go back in there and check out that room.
Yeah, we've been drawn back here since we got up here, so maybe it's just time we go in.
Here that we're going into. This is when they're up on the 3rd floor right now, the Eskridge Hotel. We are Team 1. Team 2 is down investigating the 2nd floor as we speak. Just to note that the Team 2 has already stated that they feel like they may have some activity going on. They're going to go ahead and they're going to set up some stationary arrays. It seems like it's all pretty quiet up here so far. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
For the most part. So we're going to definitely do a sweep of this floor and see what we get, compare the activity level. And also note that we had a storm moving in whenever we started to do the 2nd floor. It was a thunderstorm, and it's mainly a bunch of lightning more so than anything. But it seemed like after we came up with the lightning and stuff going on, that the activity really increased. And we're kind of wondering if there's some sort of correlation with that. And I think we'll definitely see if we can do some. We've also experienced a lot of battery draining here at the Eskridge. We've had our regular set of batteries for all of our equipment plus our backups, and we've gone through all of them. And it's almost like we'll have a couple hours worth of battery life, and it's like it's cut it down to a fourth, and then it's like all of a sudden dead. So we've had a lot of problems, a lot of issues with batteries. So just kind of wanted to note that as well. This is us tapping, putting on the wood. No, it sounded like metal on metal, or metal on glass. Oh, so it's on the Try to leave my fat world out of the camera.
I'm trying. It's just so hard.
Same here, I want my
Team 2 is down in the Washita River near Cherokee Crossing by Newman Ward of Pauls Valley. Name inscribed on stone is John D. Smith, 1810 through 41. So does that mean he died in 1841?
Probably so.
You can kind of see right here the John J.
Excuse me.
O.
Excuse me.
H. M. D. Smith. I-T-N-H.
We're in room 28, and when I walked in, I kind of got the same feeling that I had when I walked in on the 2nd floor in the chapel. Kind of a fast heart rate and just kind of an uncomfortable feeling. Not quite as intense as down there, but definitely the same type of feeling. And it's kind of gone now, but when I first walked in.
Oh, wow. What's the date on that?
June 6, 1944. When was D-Day?
Oh, wow. That's it.
See, this is what I mean, JT, when I said that it's just a shame a lot of this stuff just sits here.
Surprised it hasn't fallen apart.
What's it say about Nazis?
Nazi
Nazi
report
report.
landing of paratroopers.
That is so cool.
Japs quit. War is over.
MacArthur will accept surrender.
August 15, 1945.
Are those real?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do we got there?
Invade France. Allies invade France. June 6th, that's D-Day. June 6th, 1944. These are just...
What newspaper is that?
Oh, I just saw something right here.
I did.
Door.
Yes.
Okay.
From where? Show me
Like a
again.
head peeking in from the left side
Okay,
of the door.
y'all jump in front of my camera so I can see you. Now, where was it at?
To the left of the door.
Uh-huh.
Like a head peeked in. And then it was gone.
And this would have been right over her left shoulder, that doorway.
Right around the doorway on the left-hand side.
Hey guys, boys in this room.
Remember, but I'm getting a cold spot. It went from 70, now it's holding at 66.
This is the lowest we've had.
Yep, lowest. 69 was the lowest before.
Okay. Check another spot on the ceiling.
I felt whenever you were talking, right before you said something, I felt like something.
Anything different?
Now we're still holding.
All the way down?
Now we're at 68.
It's climbing back up.
68, yep, coming back up.
Chris. Climbing back up as he goes down the hallway.
The major team was on me right now.
Right here. That's right where we're at.
Maybe,
I know her being hurt. I feel like they're coming out.
Again tonight?
Yeah, one of the last times we were here,
it's got to be on back.
somebody was taking a picture, and during the flash I saw a woman with that same kind of dress on it, real up to her neck, and she had her hair it was pulled up, and it was kind of dark.
Can you
right here.
move the flashlight
Yes.
for a sec, Kristen?
So they're just talking about this one right here. Yeah. And she was on the second floor when we were sitting.
Which one again,
There used to be
Kristen?
another mannequin in here too, though, that had on something that looked like a nightgown.
Well, there's all those bodies in the closet.
I just heard like a.
Oh, I did hear that
too. Who's out in the hall?
Did
Did it sound like a and
like, woo?
Mm-hmm.
yeah? Did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
I heard it.
Can you repeat it?
Who was out in the hall?
Did you say that? I said okay.
I heard a voice.
I think
It sounded like it was from farther away.
Okay.
It sounded like it was back there.
Yeah.
Just through here.
And I kind of get the idea like it.
I didn't spend a lot of time in this room.
We have to leave, but I'll tell you, and that's weird, I'll tell you outside so he doesn't hear me.
On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, warm smell of colitas rising up through the air. Up ahead in the distance, I saw a shimmering light. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night. There she stood in the doorway. Heard the mission bell, and I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven and this could be hell. Then she lit up a candle, and she showed me the way. There were voices down the corridor, I thought I heard them say.
I've heard the rumors, you know, of it being haunted, you know, and things moving around and things like that. Upstairs at night, They've got mannequins stepping around, and you walk down through that hallway at night. You know, it's kind of unnerving.
I don't know if you can actually prove they're ghosts, but you can have some proof that there is something going on here. You think of it a lot of times as just an old empty building, and maybe it's a building where people still use it, you know, even when there aren't living people around.